Hi fellas, my name is Dennis and today we're gonna talk about the game between Barcelona and Athletic Club. And honestly, I was wondering what am I going to do? What am I going to tell about this game? Because that was probably one of the easiest games of Barcelona under Hansi Flick, because it was absolutely perfect in all cases. Barcelona was doing great and Athletic Club, well, we'll talk about this a bit later. Starting 11 was not the most obvious one because we didn't have Lamine Yamal starting, we didn't have Gerard Maldini starting. Instead of him there was Eric Garcia, and to be honest I wasn't really satisfied with his performance because he was also kind of weak in defensive skills. It was very easy for big and strong strikers like Ayan Sanset or Iñaki Williams to pass by him, and he was basically as weak as Gerard Maldini, but Maldini's strong side is that he's a left-footed center back, so he's much better in terms of developing attack, in terms of building up and all the other stuff basically. So I don't really think that the experiment of returning Eric Garcia back to the center back position was actually a good idea. I think that Hansi Flick probably will use Gerard Martin as a center back, as he was using him during the whole season. And Eric Garcia, I don't know, maybe he would become a deputy for Jules Koundé, or he would go to the center of the field. I don't really know, but in my opinion he's not the best option as a center back right now. And yeah, we had Garcia and Kubarsi and the center, not because Hansi Flick is so annoyed with Gerard Martin. No, the reason is pretty simple. Pedri and Frankie de Jong are finally at the starting 11. Fermin Lopez was above them, and in my opinion that's probably the best midfield that we have right now, because Dani Olmo, for me, he's still a real puzzle guy. I'm not sure that he would be so great, he would do so great, he would be so stable as he was during the game against Espanyol, for example, or the previous games. Yeah, right now Dani Olmo is doing pretty good job, but how stable would he be in the future? That's a question for me. On the other hand, Fermin Lopez, okay, he's not the most gifted guy in the world, but at least you know what to expect from him, and he knows what to do in front of the box, he knows what to do in front of the goal, he knows where to pass and how to pass, and in my opinion that's probably the better case scenario one when Fermin Lopez is starting as a number 10, not unlike Dani Olmo. But yeah, speaking of the game, well, Athletic Club, I'll give it to them. The first 5 minutes were actually good. They were putting so much pressure, they've been creating a couple of moments, they even had a couple of shots, but unfortunately for good old Valverde, after that counter-attack, when you remember when Rafinha was throwing the ball above Unai Simon, it was the end for Athletic Club. Literally, that was the last moment when they realized that okay, the game doesn't go so well, probably it's the best time to park the bus. And bruh, I mean, Athletic Club is not famous for parking in front of their goal. It's not the best defensive team in the world. We love Athletic Club, we love Ernesto Valverde for different things, but it was just horrible. And I'm telling you, I was watching the game and wondering, why would they even travel to Saudi Arabia? Well, I don't know, apparently the weather in Saudi Arabia is better than in Bilbao or something else, really. I didn't see not even a single attempt of creating a moment, or even creating a chance to make a shot, at least from somewhere. I mean, until before the final 20 minutes when Barcelona just stopped playing and everything was already obvious. We won and playing against Madrid in the final of Supercopa. But before that, I have no fucking clue what Valverde's boys actually planned to do. How exactly they planned to put pressure on Barcelona, how exactly they wanted to use our weaknesses, because actually, as I mentioned, we had a lot of weaknesses. We had Eric Garcia, who is not the best defensive guy in the world. You could use our extremely high offside line. You could use the fact that Jules Koundé and Balde are always near your goal. Actually, pretty disappointing performance by Athletic Club, but on the other hand, I'm a Barcelona fan, so like I shouldn't be dissatisfied with that. And yeah, I know that Athletic Club has a lot of problems. They have a trillion players missing. Nico Williams wasn't playing today. Laporte, Berchiche, Prados, they all did not play today. They weren't even included in the squad. They have a lot of games this season because of the Champions League. But still, Super Cup is an opportunity to win a trophy. Like this season we have the largest prize for a Super Cup winner. I don't remember how much exactly, but here it is. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Spanish national team goalkeeper. But anyway, enough talking about these losers. They're going back to Bilbao with buckets on their heads or whatever, I don't know. Time to talk about Barcelona. And to be honest, it wasn't actually the best attacking performance I've ever seen. In fact, we only had something like 2 expected goals and only 3 big chances. Like, scoring 5, in that case, it's actually like an anomaly. But yeah, let's be real, it was a very good game for a lot of players. I will talk about this a little bit later. First of all, what I also want to mention is how attack was distributed between both wings. At the beginning, I didn't really like the way our right wing was operating, but then when Rooney, with unpronounceable surname, I'm sorry, one day I will learn it. Later on, he started creating much more. He was taking more balls, he was sending more balls to the goal, and he was dribbling more. I mean, let's be real, Rooney was one of the best players in Barcelona this game. Yeah, of course, he had 2 assists, he had 1 goal, but like these are the obvious things. He doesn't play a lot, that's a fact. He's only a deputy for Lamine Yamal, and still you can see that he's actually progressing. He had 66 touches, 46 passes, and the accuracy was 91%. He had 2 successful dribbles out of 3, 4 key passes, 2 shots, and 1 goal and 2 assists, as I mentioned. And yeah, then you realize that we only paid 2.5 mil for the guy. Well, that was actually a very good investment. Like, let's be real, who of you knew who this Rooney guy was before he moved to Barcelona? I think no one. Also, as I mentioned, Fermin had a very good game, and I'll be real, I'm not gonna lie, he's one of my favorite players at this Barcelona. I think this is his best season in Barcelona since Xavi moved him to the first team. But still, yeah, I would say that the MVP of the game, Rafinha. Like, there can be no doubt. Like, yeah, he had 2 goals, he has 1 assist, blah blah, everybody knows that, but that was pretty typical game of him. He was doing everything that he's doing every time that he's on the field. He was putting a lot of pressure to the defensive players, to the goalkeeper, he was speeding up attacks, he was very variable, he's very versatile, he knows where to send the ball, he knows how to do that. When it's needed, he makes a shot, when it's needed, he makes a pass. Perfect player. That's a huge surprise that he's only number 5 for Ballon d'Or, but let's not talk about this. And at the end of the video, I just want to say a couple of words about Joao Cancelo. I think it's a very good transfer for Barcelona. I don't know, I think we can say it easily because Deco has confirmed, Hansi Flick has confirmed that, yeah, Joao Cancelo is joining Barcelona this January. I think that's a very good deal. He would be a good deputy for Koundé or Balde. Of course, he's not gonna be a starter. That's an obvious thing for me. I don't know if you want a video about Joao Cancelo, about him joining Barcelona in this winter. Say that in a comment section and say something cool in the comment section. In that case, I would know that you actually enjoyed this video. That's it for today. Hit the like button in the face like it was Iñaki Williams who was saying that oh, you know, we're underdogs, so Barcelona might be a little bit relaxed and then we'll make a shot. Joke, don't imagine Iñaki Williams. And hit the subscribe button if you like the video. Ciao.